Right now at noon, UW-Madison will be searching for a new chancellor soon, where Jennifer Mnookin is going and reaction to the move. Plus the fallout from Saturday's deadly shooting in Minneapolis, what the Department of Homeland Security claims as demonstrators say enough is enough. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend. Josh Spreiter is live on assignment this afternoon for our Week of Warmth campaign that we're kicking off today. And Josh will join us live from Barneveld in just a couple of minutes. But first at noon, we begin with continuing coverage of a leadership change at UW-Madison. Chancellor Jennifer Mnookin is heading to Columbia University. Officials there say she will begin July 1st. Mnookin will stay at UW-Madison through the spring semester. UW System President Jay Rothman says he will appoint an interim chancellor as the Board of Regents launches a nationwide search for Mnookin's replacement. She has served as chancellor since August of 2022. Her appointment faced pushback from state legislative leaders, including Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, who called her a blatantly partisan selection. Controversies during her tenure included a deal to scale back diversity initiatives in exchange for state funding for staff pay raises and new campus buildings. And last summer, Mnookin also agreed to sunset UW's division of DEI following threats from the Trump administration. She also led the university through one of its most tense periods. That's the video you're seeing here. Protests over the Israel-Hamas war. A group of pro-Palestinian protesters set up an encampment on Library Mall, despite warnings that the encampment was illegal. Police arrested more than 30 people while working to dismantle the site. Mnookin later reached an agreement with protesters to remove the encampment just ahead of commencement. In a statement, the Universities of Wisconsin president said, as Chancellor Mnookin begins her next chapter, we thank her for her contributions and wish her every success. We look forward to ensuring that UW-Madison continues to thrive and to carry forward the tradition of excellence it is known for worldwide. In other news and in a developing story, 2 people have been arrested in connection with the deadly shooting on Madison's South Side. It happened on Primrose Lane near a mobile home park early yesterday morning. Police say the victim, a 30-year-old man, was still alive when officers arrived, but died at the scene despite life-saving efforts. A 67-year-old Madison man and a 44-year-old Madison woman were booked into the Dane County Jail. Madison police say the suspects and the victim knew each other. The fallout from Saturday's deadly shooting in Minneapolis has led to mass protests. Videos from inside this bystander's car shows federal agents appearing to spray a chemical irritant and then wrestling Alex Preddy to the ground. A second later, Preddy was shot and killed by another agent. The Department of Homeland Security said Preddy approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a gun while agents conducted a targeted operation. State and local officials say the videos paint a different picture. Preddy was an intensive care nurse for veterans at the Minneapolis VA hospital.
I mean, you see that smile, and what do you think?
That's him. That is how he came to work. He was serious about his work, but he wasn't serious. You know, quick with a joke and very funny.
It's a true loss for you.
It's a loss for everybody.
A federal judge issued a temporary restraining order to block the Department of Homeland Security from altering or destroying evidence. Today, Minnesota prosecutors will be in court trying to compel them to provide access to that investigation. And now to a check of the first warn forecast. We're in the single digits again today. Every degree counts, and the sun helps too.
Yes, the sun certainly does help, but yes, we are are above zero. We broke that streak earlier this weekend. We slipped back below zero overnight, but we are once again above zero as we are looking live there out in Dodgeville with winds still breezy. It feels about 16 degrees below zero in Dodgeville, and we'll take a look at those wind chills across southern Wisconsin in just a moment. But I want to point out, see these green arrows? They are our southwesterly winds, so that means starting tomorrow, we are out of the single digits and back into those double digits where we will stay for the rest of the week. But because those winds are out of the southwest and a bit breezy, there is still a wind chill across southern Wisconsin. About 10 to 15 degrees below zero is what a lot of us feel like. Do want to make note that our cold weather advisory has been allowed to expire, but stay with News 3 now if one should be issued ahead of Tuesday morning because it will be cold once again. We'll, of course, let you know. Over the next couple of hours, we will stay sunny, but our wind chills are going to once again get back to about 15 to 20 degrees below zero as we head overnight into the start of Tuesday. As I mentioned, southwesterly winds keep us in the double digits for the rest of the week. What does that mean for our temperatures and if there's any snow chances as well? We'll take a look in the full forecast.
Double digits is going to feel like 60.
It's been so long.
Great. Thank you, Blaze. Well, it's perfect timing. Today we're kicking off our Week of Warmth campaign benefiting the Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. And our Josh Spreiter is live in Barneville this afternoon with more. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Susan. Thanks for holding down the fort for me back in studio. I'm super excited to be at Vortex this afternoon as we kick off boy, words are tough sometimes, our Week of Warmth campaign. And one of our partners is right here at Vortex. And of course, this is all for the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. And joining us today is Ron Phelps. You're a board member for Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, but you're also a veteran yourself.
I am.
You know, this is an important thing that we are doing. And
you can always donate to the fund. We have the link on channel3000.com. Coming up next at noon, we'll tell you which films finished on top of the weekend box office and why President Trump is threatening a 100% tariff on goods from Canada. Oh, that's unfortunate. It looks like our picture froze there, but hopefully we'll see if we can get back to Josh in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, you can always donate to the fund. We have the link on channel3000.com. Coming up next at noon, we'll tell you which films finished on top of the weekend box office and why President Trump is threatening a 100% tariff on goods from Canada.
President Trump is threatening a 100% tariff on goods from Canada if the country proceeds with a Chinese trade deal. Canada agreed to lower tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles in exchange for decreased tariffs on Canadian farm products. President Trump applauded the deal at first, but his position changed after Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney criticized the president's speech in Davos, Switzerland last week, in which President Trump said, quote, "Canada lives because of the United States." The big winter storm this weekend canceled thousands of flights. U.S. airlines are required to provide refunds, even if travelers bought a non-refundable ticket. Most carriers also allowed passengers to switch to another flight without charge. Meteorologists warn the travel effects of the storm could last for days. And the storm brought disappointing results to the weekend box office, the lowest tally so far this year, with moviegoers spending just over $53 million in ticket sales. The sci-fi movie Mercy finished in the top spot with more than $11 million. Avatar: Fire and Ash flamed out of the #1 slot after 5 weeks with around $7 million in sales. And Zootopia 2 was third with $5.7 million. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Thank you, Jesse. Let's see how stocks are faring at midday. Green across the board. The Dow is up 226 points at noon. The Nasdaq is up 141, and the S&P 500 is up 41. We'll check in with Farm Director Pam Yankee when we come back, and Blaze is tracking the forecast. We'll also try to revisit with Josh out at Vortex. And then coming up later this afternoon on Live at 4, we'll be live. We'll continue our Week of Warmth campaign. Brady Mallory will be live at Vortex, and we'll tell you how you can help those in our community. We'll be right back. Let's check in with Pam Yockey now for the Midwest Farm Report. Hi, Pam. You staying warm over there?
Doing all right today, Suze, that's for sure. Happy to be indoors, but doing all right. Still thinking about all my farm friends that are trying to take care of livestock and keep the water rolling. So tie the knot and hang on, folks. Hopefully it's going to get better. Well, we're taking a look today at a little different type of farming. You know, right now a lot of Wisconsin farmers are thinking about how many bushel, how many acres, how many pounds. When it comes to Ho-Chunk Nation, they have just a little different philosophy of how they want to approach farming. I learned about it by visiting with Hinu Smith. She is the executive director of the agriculture department for Ho-Chunk Nation. Now, what started as a fairly mild project, about 30 acres that was basically put together for cover crops, some vegetables, has really expanded under tribal nation guidance. They started out with the smaller parcels in Sauk and Monroe counties. Now they've grown to more than 256 acres that the Ho-Chunk Nation, tribal nation, is managing. Sauk County kind of cover crops and vegetables, more vegetables in Monroe. And now they are going to be launching 9-acre parcels that they want to have 25 tribal families kind of oversee and try to grow their own food. Hinu told me that she learned from an elder that the Ho-Chunk Nation focused on 3 gardens. One garden was for your family, another garden was grown for those that couldn't grow gardens, and a third garden for the animals that took care of you. And that's a philosophy that Ho-Chunk Nation tries to put in place today. So those 9-acre parcels that will be managed by tribal families will be located in Shawano, Clark, Jackson, Sauk, and Dane counties for 2026. Speaking of 2026, the weather may not have you thinking ice cream, but I'll tell you what, Cedar Crest Ice Cream is thinking about it, and a brand new flavor coming up at Scoop Shops this summer, courtesy of a 4-H club in Lincoln County, way up by Merrill, Sobek Pathfinders 4-H Club, offering Hold Your Horses. Hold Your Horses is espresso-flavored ice cream with chocolate-covered toffee pieces and caramel ribbon. Cedar Crest Ice Cream tells me they're going to have it at Scoop Shops ready to go come this summer. Something to look forward to. If you want to see the rest of the winners or the interesting flavors that were proposed, I've got it up at MidwestFarmReport.com. So our market's not as green as Wall Street for corn, soybeans, and wheat. I had an idea maybe we'd be able to hang on to some gains for soybeans, but I just glanced at my screens, and they have lost kind of the 7 cents they had from way early this morning. The surprise in all of it is dairy. Today, barrel cheese is up 10.5 cents at 146.5. 40-pound block cheese up 9 cents on a Monday at 144.5. Double A butter after an 11-cent gain on Friday, up another 2.5 today to $1.60 per pound. So that, along with the ice cream stories and all the rest of it, Susie, something hopefully that will brighten my farmers' faces on this crispy, cold kind of Monday.
Yes, we'll end on a positive note. Thank you, Pam. Good to see you. We'll see you tomorrow. And speaking of, it's another bitterly cold day, but there is a relief on the horizon, right, Blaze?
That is right. We have been underneath some cold temperatures, to say the least. We deserve a break, and starting tomorrow, Tuesday onward, our temperatures are going to be in the double digits. Still, those wind chill values could be cold at times, but our air temperatures will at least be above 0 and out of the single digits. Today is our last day in those single digits. It's cold but sunny. So if you do want to get outside, please continue to dress for the occasion. This week, we continue to track little to no snow as we end or get close to the end of January. But believe it or not, it really doesn't matter if we don't get any more snow this week, because we've already accumulated more than what we should normally accumulate for the month of January, at least for the Madison area, by a little less than an inch. Let's talk about those wind chills, because we don't have to talk about snow. They are still going to be cold as we go into your Tuesday morning, looking at about 15 to 20, 25 degrees below 0. We could see another round of cold weather advisories issued. Those will be sent directly to your phone if you have the First Warn Weather app, and we'll, of course, keep you updated on social media as well. But in terms of the really, really cold wind chills, those have long moved to our east. We're not dealing with that Arctic air anymore, but we may squeeze out a few flurries, light snow overnight into at least the start of Tuesday. This is a quick clipper that is really living up to its name, clipping the Midwest, not bringing us a whole lot in the way of snow. Back behind it, though, another series of high pressure systems will move on in. This is going to keep our weather conditions more or less on the quieter side, but it's going to keep those winds out of the northwest through at least Thursday. However, we are not really going to be cooling down. We're going to stay probably between about 10, 15 degrees for daytime highs Tuesday through at least Thursday of this week. And again, no snow. If we do see any snow on Tuesday, Monday night into Tuesday, it is going to be on the light, fluffy side. No big weather systems like what just moved through southern parts of the United States are expected to impact us here in the Midwest. So starting Friday onward is when we really start to warm on up back into those upper teens to even the upper 20s, not only Tuesday, but next Thursday as well. That's going to kick off our February, at least on the more seasonal side. We're not warmer than average. We are more seasonal. And I think that trend is what we can expect as we go at least through the end of January up to about the middle of February. Staying slightly cooler than average, becoming more seasonal. Maybe we get on the other side of that, slightly warmer than average. That is a long ways away from now, given that we are expected to stay in those single digits today, but plenty of sunshine. Again, if you are going to be outside, don't be fooled by that sunshine. It is still cold out there. There's a look at your 7 and 10 day forecast. Again, I think the double digits are a nice relief to folks watching at home. And gosh, those 20s by Sunday, which I believe is the start of February.
That's right.
That is
Sunday.
going to feel nice. That is going to be a nice start to what started off as a really warm January, quickly changed. So a warm start to a new month after a cold end to this one.
That crazy time of the year when 20 degrees is warm.
This January, it was one I'm going to remember for some time.
Yes, all of us will. Thank you, Blaze. Quick reminder that Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is taking your plant questions in just a little while. You can email questions to tips@channel3000.com. Okay, we're kicking off our Week of Warmth campaign benefiting the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Let's try to rejoin Josh Spreiter now live out at Vortex in Barneveld. Take it away, Josh. Take two.
Hey, Susan, we are at Vortex for our Week of Warmth campaign, and I'm joined now by Ron Phelps with the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Ron, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So you are a veteran yourself, so you see just how much of an organization like this makes a huge impact in our community.
Oh, absolutely. This is basic. This is what everyone should have access to. It's just keeping the heat on, it's keeping the lights on, it's keeping the cold on in the summertime, and it's just basically providing an environment for someone that they can do what we all take for granted.
So right now our viewers at home can donate to help those who need it most. And let's talk a little bit about those folks. There are neighbors, right? There are people that are right in our neighborhoods that are seeing that energy crisis as we speak.
100%. There is not a district in the state of Wisconsin that is not impacted by this. There are veterans all throughout the state of Wisconsin. We actually have track of all of this and the statistics for it all. And the money you give directly goes to keeping the lights on, keeping the heat on, and keeping the air conditioning in, which isn't now. But if you think about what happened over the last week and the tragic weather we had, can you imagine just all of a sudden having to make a decision, let's put food on the table, or let's get our drugs that we need for the month, or do we actually put the heat on? And there are people actually making those decisions. So every donation you give goes directly to it.
We have a QR code we want to put up on our screen right now for our viewers that are looking to donate. And I think it's important to note that more than 95% of what people are donating is going right to this cause. I mean, that's huge.
That is absolutely the case. I mean, there's a lot of organizations you can donate to, but if you're interested in veterans organization, as a veteran, I'm very pro the Keep Wisconsin Warm and Cool Fund. But it's also another thing to say that 95 to 96 cents out of every single dollar that you contribute goes directly to those in need. I mean, directly to them in need.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge week. Ron, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it. And we're going to be out here all this week. You can expect more coverage from Brady this afternoon as we continue our coverage for our Week of Warmth campaign. Susan, back to you.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you to Ron as well. Boy, that fireplace looks really nice in the background, too. Coming up at noon, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here to take your plant and garden questions.
We're clear. Awesome. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. That's it. Yeah, easy peasy.
I appreciate you.
Well, second one's the charm there. We crushed it, so.
That's good. Excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And thanks for doing that.
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here this noon. We're taking your questions at tips@channel3000.com. How you doing, Lisa?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, Connie says she has geraniums in her basement and she has a grow lamp on them.
Okay.
How long can she keep the light on? 24 hours, she asks?
I don't think 24 hours, Connie. I think you want to maybe get closer to mimicking daylight. I think if you put it on a timer and it comes on and is on for 10 hours, that would probably be plenty. Just make sure that it's close though. If the grow light is too far away, they'll start to stretch. So you want the grow light pretty close to them and then pull it back as they grow.
Okay, all right. And Tom is asking, do you have any advice for pruning oak and apple trees during the winter?
So Tom, you want to remove any branches that are broken or look like they have some disease or damage. You want to remove anything that is, of course, a hazard, like you think it's going to fall on your car or it's scraping against something. And for the apple trees, you want to remove any branches that are going straight up. And it is a perfect time now, well, maybe when it gets a little bit warmer, to go out, and end of January, early February is a great time to prune.
But this is the time of the year.
This is the time for anything except evergreens. And it's kind of tricky with the temperatures moving around on, say, birches and maple trees, but fruit trees and oaks, this is perfect.
Sorry we got so tight for time today,
That's okay.
Lisa. I appreciate you being here.
No problem.
Have a good afternoon, everybody. See you on Live at 4.